to take on the Hornets. We're going to talk about it, have a game preview, all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host here, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today. And the Bulls are taking on the Charlotte Hornets today in Charlotte, and we get to see how the Bulls are going to stand up against this team. We're going to get to see it. It was a very disappointing loss last night against the Toronto Raptors, and so the Bulls really get to show that they can take advantage and come in here and play better against a team that they should be able to beat in the Charlotte Hornets. So if the Bulls do take care of that business, we can get, of course, closer to 500, but it's one step forward, two steps back type thing, unfortunately, right now with this team. But we just want to see this team compete to the level that we know that they can. It's just lack of execution, lack of focus sometimes, coaching issues. They definitely play a big part in the Bulls not being able to play to the level that we know that they can always, but this team can do it. And the bigger question is just will they, right? Will the Bulls do it? That's the question when it comes down to this team. We know that they have the ability to, but listen, this is a game where they're more healthy than what they were last time we played them for sure. And we got players on that team in the Charlotte Hornets that definitely have given the Bulls fits multiple times when we played them over the years. So, the Bulls got to come in this game prepared, and they got to be locked in defensively. If they're not locked in defensively, it's going to be a long night. And that's always the case with the Bulls. Yes, we have injuries. We got players out. We all know this. It sucks when it comes down to that. But this is a team that's won 10 games on the season, 10 of them. The Bulls should be able to take care of this business today. LaMelo Ball's not playing, of course. I think Mark Williams is still out for that team as well. But just about everybody else is healthy for the Charlotte Hornets. And we still got more than enough. Nick Richards should not be able to fuck with Nikola Vucevic. And then outside of Nick Richards, they don't have a lot of size. So, again, this is another game where either Drummond or Vooch or both of them should be able to really cook if we can take advantage of those mismatches. And I would really love to see the Bulls do a much better job at that tonight than what they did last night against the Toronto Raptors. So let's hope that they can. PJ Washington comes off the bench now for this team. We know that he can bring a bit of a scoring punch off the bench. He's averaging almost 14 points per game. But outside of that, the Charlotte Hornets team has players that can fill it up. We've had players that get on this roster that have gotten hot against us before. Hell, PJ Washington started off his career, his first game of his rookie career, he cooked the Bulls, right? So you don't want to overlook that. We already know Cody Martin's another player that can get hot. Miles Bridges can absolutely fill it up when he gets going, things like that. So we want to be prepared for what they're going to be bringing in this game, and we cannot overlook it. We can't just take for granted that the Bulls are a more talented team, and I really hope this team stays locked in, man. They got to stay locked in. If this team overlooks this opponent today or any opponent for the rest of the season, they're going to get their asses kicked. That's just what it boils down to. We are not in a position where we can take anything for granted. We can't come into any game and expect us to be the front runner. That's unfortunately what this team has showed us. That's what they keep and continually do. This is not a basketball team that just it executes every single night. So you got to play hard. You got to do all of that. And so if this Bulls team stays locked in, Julian Phillips is going to get another go. He's going to have to get minutes now with Dalen Terry down as well. Little concern now with Dalen Terry out. How many minutes that means Javon Carter's going to play. Definitely a little bit concerned about that. But other than those things, man, Bulls should be able to come in here and take care of business. And let's hope that they do that. Let's hope that they do it. Billy Donovan may even get a little bit interesting with lineups. We may have to play an Onulap Batum, a Henry Drell, Adama Sanogo. We may have to play some of those players today, just depending on what that matchup looks like. And this is the type of game where, listen, you're playing the Charlotte Hornets. If you got to play Onulap Batum against the Charlotte Hornets, nobody's gonna shit on you for that. Right? Nobody's going to shit on you for trying to experiment to see if you can add a little bit of shooting that this team definitely needs at times, right? So I hope that the team ends up getting it done, man, and that they come in here and just that they play well. That's the thing that I want to see most from the team. It's no more letdowns, right? If you lose a close game against the Charlotte Hornets, I'm still going to be pissed. But outside of that, you lose a close game, that's cool as long as you compete. The thing with this team is that they aren't competing, and it's evident. They just get down on themselves and they play like shit. And we cannot keep doing that if we want to be this team that's going to play better than what we've played at times this season. So let's hope that that's the case, man. Let's see how you guys are feeling about this game. People are saying that we won't trade Zach for Clay. We won't trade Zach for Clay, but that is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But hope the Bulls win tonight. Hey, see red. Listen, if the Bulls trading for Klay Thompson would be an absolute dumbass decision. I was talking to somebody in the comment section today. They were like, "Oh, I'm assuming you know Klay Thompson, right? That's definitely somebody the Bulls should trade for." And I literally responded like an asshole, like I am. I'm sure you understand that Klay Thompson's been playing worse than Zach LaVine this season. He's had some really good games, don't get me wrong, and one of those coming against us. But Klay Thompson has been largely shit most of the season. So listen, the Bulls got enough to take care of business here, man. But you don't want to make a trade for Klay now. If they entice us with a bunch of first round picks, keep in mind it would have to be a bunch from the Golden State Warriors because they're going to be trying to make the playoffs if they trade for Zach LaVine. But I don't see that trade happening. That's why I kind of debunked it on today's main episode. It's a stupid trade. It's something that people cooked up because they saw the Warriors struggling. They see Zach LaVine's available, and they just think, oh, well, it makes sense for these two teams to do business together. It doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense. So it's stupid. And so let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's see. We got Shea in the building. I believe the problem in the third quarter is the fact that we don't do enough ball movement and we just go isolation basketball more times than not when we need to be doing that towards the fourth. I can't say that I agree with that, Shay. I'm sure you're seeing something out there, but I don't think we go heavy isolation in third quarters. I think that what we see is that a Bulls team that doesn't that comes out unprepared on the defensive end, and then that affects our mentality on the offensive end. But I don't think the third quarters are because we're going heavy isolation. I think it's a combination of us not playing good defense and not hitting shots. But I don't think it's always isolation. I'm not saying isolation doesn't happen at those times, especially once other teams go on runs. We kind of do go back to isolation in those moments. But I don't think that it's heavy isolation that's really causing those times for the Bulls. But, I mean, maybe that's just a misobservation on my part. JK says, I like what Stacey King said yesterday. You're not beating us in the United Center. This place is sacred. That kind of mentality they need to come out with. I know we're not at home. I mean, listen, I would love to say that we have a team that has that pride about our home court. I would absolutely love it. But we don't. We don't have that pride in every game. We haven't unlocked that mentality yet. So I don't think that it's I would love for us to have that, right? But I think first we have to have an identity. It's hard for you to have that beat on your chest, this is our home court mentality, when your team doesn't have a consistent identity. It seemed like we were building it those first few games after Zach LaVine went down, right? Like the first 10 games in that, we were a team that had edge. We were a team that was beating them by 1,000 cuts, things like that, playing really good defense. But then we started getting away from that. So I think first you have to establish a consistent identity. This is who we are. This is what we do. Win, lose, or draw. This is what we do every single night. Once you do that, that's when you start putting in those other things, right? We still have a Kobe White who this is his first year playing consistently at a star level impact for the Bulls. So, he's growing as a leader as well, right? We don't have that vocal leader too. That's another thing that makes it hard to do that. So we got some things that we need to do to get there, but I would love to have that team. Yeah, like we even had that during the Luau, Ben Gordon, Kirk Heinrich days, right? That was a team that literally you knew that you were going to feel it after you played the Chicago Bulls. You knew that. This team, you don't have that, right? And then, of course, the Derrick Rose era Bulls, that's when really you came into the UC, you knew, hey, the crowd, everybody's going to be against you. You in hostile territory. If you get this win, you're going to have to work your ass off for it. We haven't really had it consistently since then. So I would love to get that back. Love to be able to get that back. Shay says next Wednesday is my birthday. I know I got it on the calendar. I don't forget things once you tell me. I got it on the calendar. Haize, great video on Central today and Locked On NBA C-Red. Yeah, I was all over the place. So yesterday I recorded 6 episodes just between Bull Central and Bear Central. And then I did Locked On NBA at night. I did Locked On Bulls. Did I do another show somewhere? No, I was supposed to do Locked On Knicks, but we pushed that till tonight because of everything going on. So yeah, I've been in high demand. The stock in Haize is on the rise. That's all I can say. Get your investment in now. The Haize stock is really on the rise. It is what it is. So catch me on Player's Choice here soon. The launch of that show. We'll be launching the show on Player's Choice. I'll be the host on Sundays. It was supposed to launch this week. It got pushed to March just to kind of get they need to get everything in order there. But then you're going to see me on that. So listen, we're taking over. We're taking over. It is what it is. We're taking over. Sydney says, hey, should we be worried? I know it's one loss, but damn a bad one, especially with the injuries in the game against the Kings Timberwolves. It's not going to be easy. I hope we skip the play-in. Listen, I don't think the Bulls are going to be able to skip the play-in. That's just it, like looking at the time left, looking at those other teams that are above that in that play-in area. I don't know if it's possible. I know statistically we're not eliminated at all, but it's more than just that. So let's hope so. I mean, listen, it's be worried, no, because I mean, listen, we didn't come in this season expecting the Bulls to be championship contenders, so there's nothing to worry about. When we lose, we lose. So, that's just what it comes down to. Unfortunately, when it got to be that. So we got things we need to work on. Let's see if we can work on them. Hey, I don't know if you but whenever I start a stream, it's always delayed, so it starts in the middle of your sentence. I mean, it is what it is. That's out of my control. That's out of my because I'm definitely not going to start a stream and just sit here and be like, all right. Let's get the 10-second buffer in. And then it starts and people are like, why is Haize just sitting there looking stupid? I mean, it's unfortunately the side effect of restream, apparently. So love your content, I'm sure is what you meant there. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Haize, man, I'm about to have a fucking aneurysm over a damn basketball team. Kobe, AC, and I are the only ones keeping me sane. I mean, listen, listen. I don't know how old you are, Rondo Too Raw, but this isn't nearly the worst I've been through as a Bulls fan. So it sucks. Don't get me wrong, and I still get pissed off about it, absolutely. But it is what it is when it comes down to that, man. Bulls players that have a girlfriend or married got to come at the Hornets with energy and force at Miles Bridges and the whole team, just like Miles. What? That's crazy, bro. Haize, I didn't know Charlotte was West Coast until Locked On. Bro, I thought we played Sacramento today. That's I literally thought Sacramento was the next one up, but hey, it is what it is, man. I think the third quarter problem may be Billy being out coached with other coach making adjustments that Billy and then the team doesn't count. Oh, agree. That's 100%. I wholeheartedly agree with that. It does come down to coaching. It comes down to adjustments. The other teams are coming out of the half, making adjustments to what they see, and the Bulls just aren't countering those adjustments very well at all. Kyle Talkington says, jokes aside, Bulls better not lose this sorry-ass Charlotte team tonight. Don't even care. We're missing a lot of guys. Vooch needs to play like an actual center and dominate. Definitely hope so. Definitely hope so. Like, we like, can we please have Vooch play like a big man? I think the third quarter problem may be that the other team. Oh, I already read that one. Shay, I'm not trying to make any excuses for our defensive lapses, but can we be honest? Vucevic, DeMar, and Kobe White are not consistent defenders, so that's why defense is very inconsistent in the third. No, again, I think you're trying to find reasons for that. We had Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic, three of the worst pick and roll defenders in the league, and had a top 5 defense. So no. No, you can't do that. That's I think you're trying to find a way to excuse the third quarters. But hey, sadly, brother, my expectations are low right now. Acme and lack of player utilization outside of our core 3. And a couple of role players, we've grown a lot. I'm not a fan of Billy. At best, will be first round exit. I mean, that's what we expected coming into the season, right? Like, it's sad to say because Kobe White has exceeded all expectations, and that should have theoretically risen the ceiling of the Bulls, but it didn't because of other things going on around with the team. So you're the most loyal, upstanding dude that I've met on the internet. Like, literally, you could use these opportunities you're getting for yourself, but you're taking everybody along. Oh, my team got to come with me. That's not even a question. The team got to come with me. And I don't mean the Bulls. I mean C-Dub, Bobby, Steve-O, Big Kev, the squad coming with me. If they can't come in the door with me, I'm not coming. I'd rather build it myself if that's the case, right? Do you think if nothing is done at the deadline or in summer, Could firings be in order? No. I'm sorry, no. I wish I could say that, but Billy Donovan isn't at any risk to lose his job. AK and Eversley aren't going to lose their jobs. Like, no, I don't think that could be the case. The Bulls would have to like win like 5 games for that even to happen, and then Billy's going to be the first head to roll. What the hell? What's up, bro?
That guy spent money on GTA 5 to get a better one.
No, you're not getting. I told you you're not getting. What? It's a 10-year-old game, Alan.
Nah, I can't spin it.
No, you got money?
$155.
Where you got $155? And let me get it.
I forgot it. It's not left my mom's.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Just download the regular one. GTA 6 comes out next year. We'll get GTA 6.
But
all right.
The one is acting weird. It says Xbox One. It says Xbox One. It's not the same.
When I'm done, I got you. Okay.
Bro, it says Xbox One.
Did you call me bruh?
No.
Oh yeah, I thought so. Come here, give me a hug.
That literally it says Xbox One instead of
Okay. I love you. All right. You almost got shot. What? I'm just messing with you. Bye, Buddha. One. All right. I don't understand this team. These are the games that should win. We need to take advantage to get up in the standings. Listen, Nord, I don't understand that. I know we need to win the games that we can to move up. But like I said, honestly, what awaits the Bulls? Like I always say with the 500 thing, like, don't get me wrong. I want to see this team get to 500. But what happens if we get to 500? Then what? Right? We get above the 7 seed. Then what? We just lose in the first round. Like, it's good. It's a fun story. Of course, talking wins is better. It's best for the channel. But it's like we need to improve the roster. That is the first and foremost. If we can get above 500, cool. That's great. If we can move up the standings, cool. That's great. But when you talk about actually accomplishing something, I think it says a lot about what this front office has done that we will literally, and I'm right there with you. I'm not trying to act like I'm right there with you. We will literally celebrate this team being a one game above 500 like we did something. That really ain't shit. Like, let's just be in the grand scheme of things. Getting to 500 and getting to the 7th seed, the 6th seed, and getting eliminated in the first round of the playoffs, what did we really fucking accomplish? Not a goddamn thing. So it's like, it's fun and it's great to talk about, and you want to see your team improve. Do not get me wrong, but you're not really accomplishing shit until you really understand and improve this roster considerably. So let Craig rest and unleash Sanogo. Dalen X-ray came out, nothing broken on the ankle, thank God. No dogs in him, though. That's funny. Listen, no, Craig needs to come back because you want him to get back in rhythm. And Sanogo, there's no unleashing Sanogo on an NBA roster. Like, you're not going to run a bunch of plays for Adama Sanogo. That's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Fatherhood, that's what's up. Reminded me of the exact same convo I used to have with my youngest every day. Kids are grown now, but that gave me a great flashback. Hey, I mean, I got an almost adult son too. Give it to him. Let me get $1. Mini Haize. That's hilarious. That's funny. What's up? So happy to see a great father. Haize has more consistency than the Bulls. I mean, listen, I am the most consistent thing about the Chicago Bulls franchise. That's just it. I'm the most consistent thing about the Chicago Bulls franchise. Like, I don't know if you guys, most of you guys probably don't follow me on Twitter. Like, literally, almost 100 videos posted this month. Almost 100 videos posted the month of January in 31 days. That's crazy. I don't know what I'm doing out here, bro. Like, what? I'm here way too much. Way too much. Wait, 84 videos. Wait, that's not right. I didn't switch it to January. Let's go to January. In the month of January, I've posted 47 videos, 43 live streams, with 3 more live streams to come today. And that doesn't take account of the video I posted today as well. We're damn near at 100 videos this month. Crazy. Crazy. How much do you think Tori's return next week or week after will help us? I mean, initially, he's going to help with some depth, right? I think he's going to take a little while to get back in rhythm. We know that he's been out for, a month at this point. So it's going to take a little bit. But I definitely think that he's going to help a lot once he's fully back in rhythm and ready to go. Trying to get hype, you're right. But team signing would be fun. Yeah, definitely. I know we may be a playoff exit, but I think making the playoffs or at least the play-in is good for Kobe White, Io, and Patrick Williams' development and show them that we need to do in the offseason. Oh, yeah, don't get me wrong. I want to see the Bulls be in the play-in. I'm just saying that in the grand scheme of things, what have we really accomplished, right? We haven't made no movement. We haven't gotten back to the place that we were 3 seasons ago. So, it is what it is. Yeah, no, I don't think I have thought about 100 things this month. That's crazy. Yeah. Wow. It's wild. Like it's interesting. The fact that I post as much as I do is crazy. Haize, just a question. What's the thing that will make you not a fan of the Chicago Bulls? Death? That's really about it. I tell everyone, like, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And I know that's a saying, but like, real talk, the Bulls are in. I have the Bulls tattooed on me, on my finger. The Bulls logo is on. There's nothing. I'm in. It's like the mob. There's no getting out of this. So I've been through everything with the teams, ups, downs, droughts, rebuilds, everything. There's nothing that will ever make me stop being a Chicago Bulls fan. Ever. Nothing at all. So it's unfortunate. It's not unfortunate because I don't understand fair weather fans. Like, that's just, I'm not saying that I negatively look upon those guys. It's just, for me, I don't understand. I'm so emotionally invested in this franchise that it's never a thought that I can be that I would ever stop being a fan of this team. I could be damn right pissed off about what they do. Don't get me wrong. I will absolutely be pissed off at the things they do. But to stop being a fan of the Chicago Bulls, no, the only thing that'll stop that is death. That's it. Sneaker Shop Talk says Haize has put out more videos just this month than games Ben Simmons has played in over the past 2 seasons. That's crazy. That's wild. What is the secret to your superhuman stamina? Geez, Haize, you're a machine. I have no idea. I can't wait to see the rant videos once we stay put again. Oh man, it's gonna be interesting. Sorry, I meant like worry will drop below the play-in, like not even making it. I'm not too worried about that. Maybe that's false confidence on my side, but I'm really not too worried about it. You always be having the freshest Bulls drip. I mean, listen, facts were said, and it is what it is. Like, it's not that many people in the world that can combat my drip game. That's it. Really, the only one that I think that can match me is Young Jordan from Nothing But Bulls podcast. Derek is his actual name. That's it. Other than that, I don't think anybody else can. Like, it's not even close. It's not close. Yo, what up, Haize? It's been a while since I've checked in. Work has had me tied up. How are you? I'm doing pretty good, brother. Pretty good. I'm glad work got you locked in there, bro. Stop lying. You would be in heaven looking down like, let me go help them, please, Father. Hey, listen, I'm telling y'all, whenever I pass away, if all of a sudden you just see like people randomly like trip and fall at the United Center, like opponents, like let's say Bronny, like LeBron James' son, let's say he's randomly in the UC and you just see him just fall down face first and like break his face, just know my spirit was in the building. If after I die, Aaron Rodgers magically just somehow gets dropped from a skyscraper, just know it was me. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get back into heaven after that, but it is what it is. What up, Haize? It's been a minute since I've been here because of work. Hope all is good. Oh, you already said that. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. I honestly hope we don't make the play-in so the front office has no excuses. Come on, bro. Like, let's be clear here. We've had so many injuries already. You think this front office isn't going to cook up excuses if we miss the play-in? I could picture this. In the season press conference, if the Bulls miss the play-in tournament. I'm going to be AK here for a second. Well, we feel really confident about what we were able to build here. Kobe White had an amazing season. He really stepped up in a huge way for us. We feel like that's really going to help us attract free agents here. People are going to want to play with Kobe White. We feel very confident in that. We feel confident in the work he's going to put in this summer. Patrick Williams showed a little bit of flashes kind of early in the season. We think he's going to be able to get back to that when we start off next season. We really feel like he's going to be able to kind of launch pad off of that. And, we didn't necessarily accomplish the wins that we wanted to accomplish. We didn't make the play-in tournament. But, we look at the number of games that Zach LaVine missed. Patrick Williams missed sometimes. Torrey Craig, who we signed this offseason, we felt very confident about what he brought off the bench. He missed over a month of time. We feel like if we get those games back, that we easily could have been in the playoffs this year. And so we feel really confident about what we're building right now here in Chicago. And we feel like continuity is once again the answer. Yeah, Nikola Vucevic had a down season, but I talked to Nikola Vucevic. Apparently he was eating a lot of pork. He was pretty gassy all this season. So we feel like, with some dietary restrictions for Nikola Vucevic over the summer, he's going to be able to come back and really be that center that we signed him to be. So we feel really confident in our guys overall. Julian Phillips flashed some things. We saw what Sanogo and Batum did down in the G League. We feel like they're going to be able to come up to the roster next year, give us some cheap contracts. Give us some really good production, not cheap contracts, really good production. And we're going to really build this thing out. That's literally I just gave you AK's whole press conference if the Bulls missed the play-in tournament. And you cannot say that none of that was true. That's exactly what they're going to do for us if we don't talk about some, no, they don't have any excuses. The excuses are already built in, bro. The excuses are already built in, man. It's crazy. Like, it is what it is, man. Like, it sucks. That's our franchise, though. Haize go sounds useful. See, now you playing in my demise, and I don't know how to feel about that. I don't know how to feel about that. Speaking of LeBron James Jr., I don't think he's going to be good enough to be in the NBA. If he does, he's going to have to turn into AC type play. Bronny James is going to suck. He's Jello ball. The only difference is his dad's LeBron. That's it. That's the only difference. AK gonna get up there at the end of the season sounding as delusional as Darko Radonovich, talking about Scotty Barnes being the face of the league. That definitely cook up a lie. Listen, I'm telling you. Yo, Haize, how would you feel if the Bulls legit make 0 moves this trade deadline? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. If we lose to them, I'm going to trip Lonzo when I see him. That's crazy. You're going to trip a cripple? That's wild. That's abuse, bro. You're right, LOL, but you forgot them trading for CP3, and now they think he's going to be a great culture builder for the team. Listen, bro, no, fuck that. If they trade for CP3, we about to start smacking motherfuckers. Like, literally, I'm walking right up to the UC, and I'm smacking the holy hell out of somebody. Haize, that was spot on for AK press conference, and I'm going nuts and keeping these receipts as I drive up there and play your video and fire the bum myself and hire you. I'm telling you. I'm literally telling you. Like, that's exactly what's going to happen. Exactly what's going to happen. Ben Simmons is out already again? That's crazy. That's wild, bro. That's wild. It's wild. By the way, we are 20 subscribers away from being at 17,000 subs. You know, the goal is getting to 20K by the end of the season. If you're watching this and not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Get to 17K before episode 1000. Let's go ahead and get that done. Hit the subscribe button. If you got multiple Gmail accounts, go into YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Come on now, man. There ain't no reason. I'm delivering the best content, the most consistent content of every Bulls YouTuber. There's no reason why we should already be at 20,000. But I curse people out, and that's what's limited the channel. But listen, hit the subscribe button. I know some of you guys are lurking. You're not subscribed, but you watch every single video. Go hit the goddamn button. Subscribe. That's it. Didn't AK say, see what's going on and the fans deserve better? Yes, he absolutely did. And he don't give a shit. I'm not sure about what you're saying about Bronny James because Gail Arena, an actual basketball player, said he trained him, and that boy does not have the height, but he's a killer mentality. He sucks. I don't give a shit who trained him. Actual basketball trainers trained Denzel Valentine. Bronny James sucks at basketball. Watch him play. His fundamentals are off. He's solid defensively, but there's nothing about Bronny James that screams NBA player. If it wasn't for the name that he carries, nobody would be talking about Bronny James. Nobody. I guarantee nobody would be talking about Bronny James. It's because of the name that he has there. Bronny James is marginally good at basketball. At best, he's not an NBA level player. Mark my words. Just like I said with Jello. People are Jello. Bronny James is not that much better than Jello Ball. They're damn near the same player. That's it. And I'll even say Jello Ball, it was a better scorer than Bronny James could ever be. It just is what it is. AK is cooking it up right now. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Haize, please learn how to astral project so your spirit can slap Aaron Rodgers ASAP. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yep, he out for some weak knee contusion. The dude's allergic to basketball. That's crazy. Your thoughts on Joel Embiid? I mean, after Celtics, the Bucks got Doc Rivers 3-1 playoff lead issues, and the 76ers got an Embiid issue. Eastern Conference playoffs will be interesting. Listen, Joel Embiid, when he's healthy, is one of the best players in the world. I mean, he has his flaws, of course, but listen, I'm not going to bet against Joel Embiid, especially if he's playing the Chicago Bulls. So I'm subscribed on both my pages, and I only watch the one where I get ads. I appreciate that. I puts money in my. Denzel's father is not. Who gives a fuck about who his father is? Michael Jordan's sons couldn't even sniff the NBA. Again, that doesn't. All this shit doesn't mean shit for actual basketball play. I don't give a fuck who LeBron James is. His son sucks. Now his other son, he has a better chance of being a really good NBA player. Bronny ain't gonna do shit. Mark my words. Bronny's not gonna do shit. Strongly disagree on Jello. That's fine. Disagree. I'm telling you right now. The only reason Bronny will stay in the NBA is because his dad is LeBron James. That's it. I'm telling you right now. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for Bronny James. Clip this video up, save it, store it, come back in a year or two whenever you need. And when I'm right, just say, hey, my bad. When I'm telling you, when I mark my words, there is no way in hell, none, that Bronny James is going to be an impact player in the NBA. As far as like star level, like I said, defensively, he's solid defensively, and that may be enough for him to be able to contribute to teams. But as far as like anything above a role player, that Bronny James ain't got nothing coming in the NBA. Nothing coming. I'm still waiting for that Shea 500 character speech to get us pumped up for the game after watching that last pathetic outing for this excuse of a team. I mean, listen, it is what it is. Dolo in the building. Who's Dolo? Oh, you refer to yourself in the third person. This is just like Shaquille O'Neal and his sons. His sons are not staying in the league because his father is Shaquille. They suck. Well, it's different. LeBron James, come on now. Shaquille O'Neal has never had the power that LeBron James has in the league because of Rich Paul. What are we talking about, Simba? Do you actually want to have a conversation here? Because if you don't think that LeBron James has more power in the league than Shaq ever had, you don't even need to be talking about it, bro. Like, real talk. You don't even need to be trying to talk about this topic. Bronny highlight be like the first child of LeBron, his hairline. So that's crazy. That's crazy. Bronny James is the NBA would be the same exact as when Ric Flair's son tried. That's what, didn't he win like the United States Championship? Didn't Ric Flair's son, what was it, David Flair? He won something. I wasn't debating who has more power. I was just saying Shaquille O'Neal's son sucked. That's why he's not in the league. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Shaquille, yeah. His Shaq's daughter, I'm surprised, didn't do more. But yeah, Shaq's son sucked. Mr. Bad Guy said true. True to we said a lot. I don't know what you're saying true to. But let's see if they got the starting lineups out. Let's see what we got going on, what we got cooking over here. Bronny James. Bronny James is fucking trash. Let's see. I doubt the starting lineups are out yet. Nope, they do got a fire graphic though. I like that game graphic for today. I might have to steal that design a little bit. I like that. All right, let's move on. If the Bulls lose this game and more heading up to February 8th, do you think the chances of them making a move increase? No. Listen, this team, this front office knows what they want to do. And I don't think losing or winning at this point in the season is going to drastically change any of the plans that they have. If this front office is planning to make a move, they're going to make a move. If they're planning to not make a move and they are perfectly happy standing pat, they're going to do that again. So I'm getting a little worried about this team right now. Please let's get this win. Hey, listen, It is what it is, man. One of the dumbest moves the Bulls did to set them back after MJ was they traded Elton Brand. They could have had Chandler and Brand for a decade. Those Floyd teams were terrible. Well, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there something that happened with Elton Brand to where he kind of wanted to go to? Don't get me wrong, Elton Brand put up a career, but like, let's not act like Elton Brand ever really accomplished much. So I don't know if Chandler and Elton Brand together would have really accomplished too much. It would have definitely been better than them trying to play Eddie Curry and Tyson Chandler together. That's for damn sure. So I don't have any argument there. Would you trade DeMar at this deadline? Not talking contract extension right now. Makes me wonder if he will resign and we lose him for nothing. Well, keep in mind. So I said this. How did I explain it? So the Bulls, remember, DeMar DeRozan was an unrestricted free agent when we got him, but we had to force a sign and trade. So the Bulls may be calculating. I'm not saying that they won't trade him at the trade deadline, but what AK in the front office may be doing is that they may weigh the chances that they can force a sign and trade. So keep in mind, a team that's interested in DeMar DeRozan is probably going to be a team that was near a championship level team. They're going to be getting tomorrow to go for a championship run. So let's say like one of the teams that loses in the Western Conference Finals or loses in the second round of the final of the playoffs. Those teams are probably going to be over the luxury tax. And so if those teams look at it and say, "Hey, we want DeMar, but we don't necessarily have the enough cap space to get him," they may call up the Bulls and say, "Hey, you got DeMar's bird rights. Can we work out a sign and trade?" And the Bulls may then be able to say, I don't think they're going to get a first round pick like we gave up for DeMar, but they may be able to say, "Hey, you got a young player down there. You guys are clearly going on a championship run. This guy hasn't played a lot. Let's get him. Let's get a couple of second round picks." So they may be weighing that option. Just because he becomes a free agent, it doesn't mean that they still can't get something for him in the offseason. Now, those chances definitely are thin, but there's a chance of that. A lot of great players' kids end up becoming trash. Oh, yeah. I would say most great players' kids end up becoming trash. Bronny will be the new Thanasis. That's crazy, but that may end up being accurate. Accurate. We trade DeMar, I'm done. Well, then you were never really a Bulls fan. I'm sorry. Like, the way that I look at it is this. Trading a player that's 34 years old, that's clearly not part of your future, and you ain't accomplished shit while he was here, what are we holding on to? Like, real talk. What are we holding? And don't get me wrong. I'm somebody who says and defends what DeMar does in the fourth quarter for the Chicago Bulls. It's hugely important. But if we're so wrapped up in that you're going to quit being a fan because a 34-year-old player who we ain't done shit. It'd be different if the Bulls had been going on these deep playoff runs while DeMar's been here. We ain't done shit with DeMar here. If losing a player like that is going to be what ends your fandom, to me, that means you were never a fan of the team, at least. I don't see a realistic trade for Zach where, barring stupidity from the other team, where the Bulls would get back something really good. Well, it's not just about that, though. And something really good is marginal, right? Because it could be a player that just is on the back end of the bench on another team, a young player that's maybe 1 or 2 years in the league that just hasn't gotten opportunities that then ends up developing here. Keep in mind, when we got Zach LaVine, people forget, when we got Zach LaVine, he was the salary filler in that trade. The Bulls almost traded Jimmy Butler for Chris Dunn straight up the year before. When Chris Dunn was coming into the league and before Jimmy Butler's extension kicked in, they almost traded him for him straight up. So Zach LaVine was just there to help the salaries match. The main parts of those trades were Chris Dunn and Lauri Markkanen, and that was the main targets of the trade. So I say that to say this: just because a player may not look, and you're not going to get 1-for-1 value anyway, but just because they may look like somebody who you don't necessarily see the vision for right away, it doesn't mean that they can't still be or end up being a pretty damn good player. That's all I can say on that one. He said, geez, I meant done for the year. Oh, done for the year. Okay. I mean, listen, even then, it's nothing. Only delusional dumbass say we can't trade. He's not. See, listen, let's not call him a dumbass. We can't trade Zach. He's too good. If you think your brain is the size of a roided up left nut, whoa. Okay. Angelo says Zoe needs to get his ass back, and what is that going to do? Lonzo Ball can come back right now. As long as he's been out of basketball, it's not going to do much for the Bulls. This is true. Plus, I think some of their kids play just because they feel like they have to. you know what? That's a really good thing to think about, is what does it mean for the passion of the game, right? So there's something to say there. Is Caruso untouchable to this front office? Yes. They've clearly stated that they are not moving Alex Caruso for anything. So, but yeah, man. Let's see if the starting lineup's out. Is the starting lineup out for the Bulls? Yeah, let's take a look. Yep. Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, Alex Caruso, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic. Same starting five for tonight, guys, from the Chicago Bulls team. Let's see what that means. Can we get a dub? Is the biggest question there. How do you feel about Isaiah Stewart on the Pistons as a player? He's cool. Got some potential. I wouldn't say it's not anything too crazy there. We don't have to trade Zach just because he asked. Even if he pulls some fat suit BS, we still don't have to trade him. I don't hate the idea of making a stand on this demanding trade stuff. I mean, it's a possibility. Casey Johnson just said that they're not at the point where they need a salary dump Zach, but a lot could change over the next week. And that's true. Leading up to, a lot could change. And and Casey Johnson said this before, the Bulls are at a point where they are ready to take the best offer for Zach LaVine, but they're not ready to take any offer for Zach LaVine. So, yeah, take that for what you will. Take that for what you will. But all right, guys, we're going to get ready to wrap this pregame show up. I know I usually go to about 15 minutes before game start, but listen, we just had a game yesterday. Sue me. I'll be back at halftime. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, man. I love you guys. Go Bulls. See red if you can, y'all. We'll be back halftime. Let's go out and get this dub, y'all. Let's go out and get this dub. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See red, y'all.